Now, for me, the Audi R8 was a golden opportunity for Audi. Now, I say this because Audi as a brand, first of all, Audi is always known as a sports / luxury type brand. It's linked together with two other brands. They're in the same category, like BMW, Mercedes, and then Audi. They're always linked together when people are considering buying cars. These three are always compared amongst each other in the different models. Now, the problem with Audi, in my opinion, is it doesn't have a unique brand identity. Now, I say that because when you look at BMW, you think sporty. They make sporty sedans, sports car-like cars. And when you look at Mercedes, they make luxury cars, luxurious cars at least. So these two brands have their own identity, but Audi is stuck in the middle. I mean, they do both things right, but they don't focus on one end or the other. And that's kind of the problem, because people are mostly looking at either one or the other. No one really cares that much about the middle ground. They don't care about balance, which is not Audi's fault. I mean, they did everything right, but that's just the way it was. But then Audi decided to bring out a supercar. Now, everyone's skeptical about Audi obviously bringing out a supercar because Audi is a sedan SUV kind of manufacturer. But they did it. They decided to bring out a supercar, and it looked like a supercar. I mean, obviously, it had some cues from Audi, but in the design at least, but it looked like a supercar. You didn't think it was a sedanish or anything like that. It looked like a proper supercar. The design was great, and they decided to put in a V10 engine, a V10 engine in an Audi, and it's a rear-ended V10 engine. It's in the back, which is obviously where supercars are supposed to have the engines, since it helps the handling and all that. And they did it right. They put in a V10 engine that was 600 horsepower, and everyone loved it. It was a fantastic car. Looked great. I mean, the headlights, I really like the headlights. It sounded great. And it was a hit. And this was a big thing for Audi, since Audi is considered a family type brand most of the time. And they had a real opportunity to break out of that and enter into the supercar world, and which is a really competitive world with a lot of big brands like Lamborghini, Ferrari, McLaren, and all that. But they did it. They broke into it, and they kind of forgot about it afterwards. I mean, this is really similar to Lexus, if I'm being honest. They made a supercar, everyone loved it, and they just left it alone. I mean, they made updated versions of it, sure, but they didn't try making any other cars. I mean, now, because of the R8, people believed Audi could make great supercars, and they didn't capitalize on the opportunity. I don't know why they did do that. I mean, yes, they still have family sedans and SUVs, and that's probably where they make most of the money because of the large scale, but still, it was a good opportunity. I mean, when you're known as a supercar brand, your low-end cars tend to get a bit more value in terms of perception, at least, because, you know, the engineer is probably great, or other people think all those things, but they didn't capitalize on it. When the R8 came out, everyone was excited about it, and I'm sure a lot of people were hoping for more cars like that, but nothing else came out. They updated the R8, sure, but they needed to make more cars, and they probably could have, considering what they did. If they could pull that off, they could probably make other cars as well. They could have gone even further and started making even more powerful, bigger cars. They could probably made a few more supercars and maybe one day made a hypercar or something, but they gave up on that golden opportunity, which I don't understand why. Seems like a real miss, and especially considering how hard it is to get into a supercar game and be recognized as a proper supercar, because all the competitors there, most cars can't compete with them value wise. No, but this car did, and they just forgot about it, which is really sad in my opinion. I mean, this could have changed the game for Audi. Audi could have been a supercar brand. Instead of being a brand that's stuck in the middle with people not knowing whether or not to pick it or not. People leaning to the other two sides. This could have they could have established themselves as a sports car brand at least with the R8. Because people think that way, but they didn't do it, and now they're just back to the way they are. The brand image is the same as it was before. Yes, the Audi R8 still exists, but just with just one car, nobody really thinks that much about it. It's similar to Lexus story. The LFA exists, but people still see Lexus the same way because it was just one car. You needed to make more of them, and it was a golden opportunity that was missed, in my opinion.